Test 1, 2. Yeah.
Telka?
Good morning.
Is it? Good morning. It's not working.
Not hearing you. Just a second. Let me check my speakers. Can you speak again?
Is it not going through?
I don't think it is.
Hello?
Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Oh, there she goes. It must have been something you hit.
Yeah, I have a docking station here in my office, and when I'm out of town and I'm not on my docking station, audio and my mic like disconnect from it, and then when I reconnect, then it causes havoc. I always have to reset it. So. Sorry
Well, we're all in a conference room together today.
Okay, cool.
So we're not. I'm not on like my usual setup.
Yeah.
So
I can hear you.
I just hit a bunch of buttons and you can hear us now. So that's all that matters.
Awesome. Well, looks like we've got Philip separate, or is he in the room? He's just showing separate.
No, he is separate.
Okay.
And then if we want to just wait one more minute, I'm not sure if anybody from our other office is going to be joining us.
Okay. Well, who's all in the room there with you?
Is Rachel here?
She said she's going to be late.
Oh,
No, she's
like late to the office or late to the meeting?
no, to the meeting. She's in her office.
Okay. Did she say how late? Like, is it going to be like a minute, or you don't know?
No.
Right now we have Cindy, Una, and Theo in the conference room with Laura.
Okay. You said Cindy, Erna?
Una.
Yeah, I always get
Theo.
that wrong. I apologize. You would think with the name Telka that I would realize. And then who else with Laura?
Theo. Fiorella.
Okay. I don't think do we have him on our?
She's on our users. We're usually all in the same room, so you may not have heard her voice.
Okay. I don't see her on the user list.
She's the one highlighted, actually.
Oh. Fiorella. Yeah. Okay. I was thinking a T. Sorry.
Okay, looks like Rachel will be a few more minutes, so why don't we just go ahead and get started, and we can catch her up if needed.
Let me double check and make sure this is recording. It is. Can y'all see my screen?
Yes.
Great. All righty. So let's address, Laura, you had sent me this email with this question about dimensions. Let's let's kind of address questions first, and then we'll jump into my desire today for our kind of third and kind of last formal training. We recognize that, you know, we'll have those times that, you know, we'll want to kind of jump on a meeting and go, hey, we've, you know, kind of been testing and we've got this issue and that issue. And so from this point forward, I would kind of expect you to reach out to me when you have questions and kind of gather those all together, and we kind of get together, you know, when it's convenient for y'all.
Absolutely.
And, you know, work through those. So, but you should have the skill set today to certainly start that testing and maybe start bringing in one or two of your field people that might want to get engaged with helping you test this as well. Certainly that's your call, you know, on how you want to do that. So, the dimensions, when you're talking about multiple dimensions, are you talking about on the lines?
No, so I'm saying in nav itself, how there's the different dimensions. So we don't have separate entities. We don't have different companies. Our different entities are basically listed as separate dimensions.
Correct.
So all of our checks, when we run our AP, are all cut out of one specific entity's checking account, which is our 5700 dimension or entity.
Right.
However, the expenses of what company that they're actually going to get booked to is a separate one. So currently when we're doing AP, we have 5700 as the entity that's the cash account, and then the expense is a different one. So when we were testing it, it looks like if we put 5700 in the header, it will actually cut out of that check, and then on the lines, we put the actual expense account. And that seems to be working, but I just wanted to verify with you that that is how it would work.
Yes.
Okay, so then we will never need the job on the header area. And we shouldn't be copying that down to the lines because it's two separate dimensions.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. So your header is always 5700?
Yes.
Okay, it's just the lines that get adjusted.
Yes.
Okay, I see. Okay, so you probably want to.
And then what is it, the subdivision that we need added to the header?
That's
And then, so instead of having the job on the header, if we could instead have it say the subdivision, because it will always be 5700 and then subdivision 0000.
Okay. I'll kind of have to check with the guys on that. So let me come up to a, where is it? Can I get to it from here? Maybe not.
It's going to stick to the PI, it says.
Okay, so y'all been working with a few here. So you're saying instead of job number being here?
Correct. So the job number and the job task number will never be needed there because the entity code will always be 5700. And then the subdivision, which is not listed there, but if we could have it listed there, will always be 0000. So those two will always remain the same for us.
Okay. Is the subdivision another dimension?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yes, we have we have dimensions 1 and 2, which one is what we use as our entity and the other is what we use as a subdivision.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, we can add that, that additional dimension code on the header. So, and you're saying always, we probably want to add it to the master template so that anytime you're creating templates, then it would create that. So, all righty. Let me go here and go to our master. And we want it as a header field.
Sorry.
Is it okay if it's one word like that? Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So it is going to be, you said it's always fixed, the 000?
For the subdivision, yes.
And it's 4 zeros?
Yes.
Cool. And we want it to populate shortcut dimension 2. But we don't want it in the line.
We want it in the subdivision field on the line, but that was 000.
So it's now on our master template.
Great.
So that whenever we create a new template, it'll be there. Now, the ones that we've already created, we'll have to decide if we want to delete those and create them new,
Sure.
or if we want to just add it. So,
And then the job number and the job task number can actually come off of the master template.
okay,
Those won't ever be used.
I'm gonna remove them here. Not actually going to take them off the list.
Sure.
That's part of the development. So they won't insert into new templates.
Mm-hmm.
Does that sound okay? Sound
Yep.
like what you want?
Yes, thank you.
Cool. All right, so let's test that. Come over here to one of these. Doesn't have a template, I don't believe. And do a recognize fields. So we did get subdivision in as 0000 and no job and job task number on our header.
But the entity code isn't showing up.
Oh, okay. We want to make it always 5,700. I
Yes,
should have
please.
thought about that. I'm sorry. Okay. Let me go advanced here and delete this. And go back to my master. All right, let's try this again. Here we go.
Perfect, thank you.
You're welcome. And then, you know, you can pull the job numbers into the lines and stuff like that. So,
Yes.
okay. Awesome. Any other questions that have come up over the last week?
So the only other question that we really have for you is so we were testing yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And we were training, and then we were going through and doing some approvals and that kind of thing. So when we're trying to actually register and put everything through, it's giving us a bunch of errors regarding tax, because none of our stuff, so it's asking for the taxable amount, the amount before tax, then the tax amount, and then the total amount.
Mm-hmm.
Those amounts are actually the same for us. We don't have any amount on the tax line.
Right.
And so it was giving us errors that said amount excluding VAT imported versus assigned. It's showing like two different amounts. And then it kept giving us errors. Is there a way to not include the tax at all on it, since we don't really have that use?
So, when you were trying to register, it was saying that, or before you were registering, you were getting an error down here like this?
No, it was actually a pop-up box anytime we were trying to get it approved. So it gave us the error when we registered it, but it would register. But then when we went to go send it out for approval, it was giving us a pop-up box.
Okay.
And ultimately, it did let us approve it and go through.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't want to have to like be going through errors every time.
Absolutely. Yeah, let's see if we can get this one to replicate what you were seeing. Because I'd like to see what you might have been seeing here.
And I can actually
So if I take this tax amount, I wonder if I take this tax amount and make it not required or not search for the value.
Now, I actually just sent you an email of a screenshot that we took
Oh, okay.
that shows it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's doing a test on it. Let me see if I got that email. Because I don't know if it's Continia giving me that message or if it's NAV. Oh, it is a Continia thing. There's a difference between the imported amounts and the assigned amounts as shown below. Yeah, it's gonna want us, we have to define both of these amounts, whether they're the same or not. I can mark the same fields.
And that's what we tried to do, and it was still giving us that error.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Because that's what I kind of assumed, is that the two, if the two equaled with the zero, it basically adds together and makes sense. But it was still causing errors.
Yeah. Who would get this approval flow? Let's mark this approval, and then I'll try to register this and see if I can get that message.
You can just pick any one of us.
Okay. I'll just choose you, Laura. The field entity code. Purchase header contains a value 000 that cannot be found in the related dimension table. Is 0000 not in the subdivision table?
It is. We use it for everything. Did you have that as dimension 1 or dimension 2?
I thought I set it as dimension 2. Let's double check.
I think entity is dimension 2, subdivision is dimension 1 on our tables.
Ah, that would make a difference. Thanks. I thought your entity was 1. Here we go.
Yeah, I always get them backwards when I'm looking at the tables as well. That's why it kind of flagged to me.
Okay, so you said it registers. Were you getting the message when it registered, or just when you're trying to approve it?
We did get an error when we were registering it, but it still let us register.
Yeah, it looks like it registered fine for me.
And even when I went to approve it, that box came up and we got those errors when she went to send me the approval and when I approved it, but it let me bypass it.
There's this difference between the amounts.
Right, she says that's what she's doing now.
She's on the lines. We did it on the actual template.
Okay. Hey,
Telka, also when we were doing this, we did it on the actual template where we added the lines. We went to the document card and added the amount and the quantity and then the unit cost.
Before registering the
Yeah, and that's when we got the
line.
error. If we do it this way, we don't get an error. It's when we want to also add the line on the template.
Okay. So let's go back to the document. Brought it back. Okay, so let's go over to the document card. And so we're saying, would this have a job number, or we just skipping the job number and everything?
Yeah, we skipped the job number. We put quantity, unit cost, and line amount.
Okay. Is there quantity 1?
Yes.
Unit cost. And our line amount.
We also had to enter it manually, the unit cost and the line amount, because the invoice that we were working on, the header for the total was on the same line as the amount. So it wasn't like this one where you have
It was horizontal, not
Yeah.
vertical.
Okay.
so it's like the bottom where it says total and then the amount. That's how we had it.
Mm-hmm.
And we selected those instead of description and demo.
Come on. Ah. Let's see if it'll pick it up. Okay, so one thing you can do is you can make a field equal to another field, like the line amount. If you can only grab it once, you can do a formula where the line amount equals the unit cost. If you've got something along this lines, and then it's not, I meant to down arrow. Let's see if we get it this time. Looks like we're okay there on this one, but it may be the fact that Who was the vendor that you were dealing with on that? Do we have another one from them by chance?
Yes. Yes.
Who
Should
was
be a
it?
new one. Emery and Garrett, EME003.
I believe it's the last one on the list.
Okay. Here we go.
Yeah.
Just so I can see what we're talking about here. Okay. So is this the amount we're trying to pick up? What are we trying to pick up?
The total
The
of
total of
this.
the tab. With the tab.
Oh wait, I think
No, it's the total of the whole, it would be on page
Yeah.
2.
It's the 33,150.
Yes.
Do the lines not add up to that?
They do, but we don't need the individual lines. We just need the total for this one.
Mm-hmm. You don't have to do the lines. You can just send the header. So,
Well, we can't do it in the header because the entities are different, the dimensions are different. So 5,700 would be in the header, but the line would need to show 1377
okay.
because of how we cut our checks.
So the lines have to be repeatable.
I'm sorry, I'm sorry, Taco, were you asking if
No,
they
I
need-
said the lines have to be repeatable. I'm thinking, I just said that kind of out loud, but I'm,
Oh,
Yeah, this invoice is kind of formatted a little odd,
yeah.
but this is how all of theirs come through.
correct.
So I mean, if we can pull in each of the subtasks as a line, that would be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes when they do it, like sometimes it is a couple of different, depending on what it is.
Yeah, but sometimes like if the first task, they'll split them each,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't even have headings. So let's see. I'm wondering,
A lot of basic consultants, a lot of consultants send invoices like this. They don't have to complete one time.
No, there's a lot of them that kind of go through like this.
so my thinking was that I could pick up this word invoice as the header for the line. If I can figure out how to make it ignore all the rest of this and just look for this verbiage. So let me do a recognize fields here to kind of refresh the world. We don't have header information here. Let's see, is that the right invoice number? Yep. And then our invoice date is here. Our entity is always 5,700, right?
Right.
On the header, yes.
Oh, and we want to let me edit this template card. I want to remove this. Remove this. And I want to add a template field of subdivision. I know I'm gonna have to edit that term because I've got it pointing to the wrong dimension. I'll go fix that on the master template here in just a sec. And I want this to be 5,700. Okay. And then our subdivision to be 000. Yep. Say okay. Can I see this again? Go pick up our total for the invoice. That circle around that is going to make it really hard to read. Here we go. No. That's one thing. When y'all start actually using this, you got to stop. I mean, you got to get these things in here before you write on them. I don't know if it's going to read this number because of that circle. It's not. We're not going to be able to get this one to function anyway because of that circle around that number. It's trying to read it. Did y'all, I guess the other one probably didn't have that. I'll have to kind of walk away from this one and think about it, how to get that to register and pop down to look at that. But is there any way you can load the other one that maybe wasn't circled?
I don't think the other one had, or the circle was much larger, so we were able to grab the number.
Yeah, because he
Right.
But we can, so we have enough time to go through the web portal. We can come back and revisit this.
Sure.
And we can even
no,
load
I
a couple of cleaner copies. We can look through what we have for a better example of it.
Yeah, that'd be great.
They're all gonna be circled.
Yeah, but sometimes if it's got a much larger circle where it's not impeding the number at all, we can still grab the number within it. Yeah.
Yeah, and hopefully, I think when we first started talking about, y'all using Continia, the goal was to be able to read the document in before it,
Right, the first step is going to be to read it in before anybody else sees it or approves it or anything. So first step will be to have it load into Continia.
Right. Which will,
So they will all be clean.
yeah, which will help because, right, it won't have any markings on it and everything. So, okay. Alrighty, so let's go back to let's look at our actual setup here for our users. So you said that y'all been using the approval portal. So it sounds like you've gotten signed in and been able to look at.
We've been mostly doing the approvals through Nav.
Oh, okay. Has anybody tried to do the sign in from the emails that got sent to you?
I have signed in, but basically, obviously nothing's actually there at the moment because there's nothing sitting out there.
Sure. Okay. Well, looks like you're Cynthia's approver. Cindy's approver. Cindy's with us, right?
Yes.
Cool. Okay, so I believe, if I'm not mistaken, we have y'all a part of a user group. As far as setting permissions and things like that. So if I actually edit my card here, yeah, we have you as part of the all for testing. So let's pull back and go to our approval user groups and go to all and look at the permissions. So one of the things that we've set up here is that we're allowing, when we send something for approval, we're allowing our users that are part of our all for testing user group to edit these columns and or these various things on the sheet. So you know, if you get to the point that you want to slim that down, and like I'm just talking off the top of my head and I don't know if this even pertains, but if you have certain like people in the field that you only want them to be able to edit for entities that they would be responsible for, you could do like a range of dimension numbers or something here to limit what they can actually edit. You may not need that just because you're going to be sending their entity stuff to them. So, you know, that kind of in and of itself limits what they're seeing. But you have the ability to set some permissions here and take away items that they can, or types of approvals that they can do. So, so let's send something through that would be fairly large for Cindy to approve. And then Cindy, you can just go ahead and approve it in Nav, and then I'll want to switch over to you, Laura, so we can go to the web and you can see what it looks like over there. Does that sound okay?
Sure.
Okay.
So is there something in the document that you can send out for approval right now? So like what we did yesterday afternoon.
Oh, it should.
So that's what she's asking for us to do, is for you to go in and do one.
Okay.
Just send it out for approval. Even if it's not complete, that's fine.
Okay, so just.
Yeah, just get one out for approval. So that this way, like yesterday afternoon, you'll have to approve it first.
Okay.
And then I'll have to approve it, but I'll approve it on the web portal.
So we're gonna go.
Well, let me find a, let's find a really big one. It's got to be over $5,000. Who might be big? Not that. Better we can set her down.
I was gonna say, can we just adjust her limit to something like $250, something really low?
Sure. Or this one's 10.
Okay, so yeah.
Which is this?
This one okay?
Yes.
Okay, let's do a recognize fields on it. Is that the right vendor? I should have asked that before I did the recognize fields. This SES 001.
No. It's SOI 002, right? Let's not do that one.
Well, I mean, we're in test, so I mean, we can always change it.
Yeah. Let's just change it now. Okay, so if I do SES, and it's
SOI, I think.
SOI 002.
SOI?
So environmental solution.
So it's
Uh-huh.
for-
002?
Yes.
How in the world did y'all get that out of that?
SCS is for Soils and Environmental Solutions.
Okay. Probably gonna have to do some sort of adjustment to your vendor card, get that recognize that, either that or give it a search text like this. So, okay, invoice number here, invoice date, that looks good. We've got 5700 approval flow. We're gonna go to Cynthia, and I'm gonna pick up a total.
Talka,
Yes, ma'am.
if it's already highlighted orange, is it best to go ahead and do it again?
I like to, just
Okay,
because I feel like it it just, kind of refreshes it and teaches it. I don't know that you necessarily have to. I just showed
okay.
the wrong one. Sorry. All right, so we're gonna register this. Oh, dang, I didn't go fix that subdivision. I need to do that. Then, what job number would you normally put down here for these guys? Or would it just be a GL?
Use anything for land acquisition, so has the budget.
Just do FP 23500. Three zeros at the end. Thank you. I just didn't.
I'm sorry, SP what?
F as in Frank.
Okay.
FP 235.
P as in Paul.
Boy, I'm getting horrible response time going on here. FP 235P.
No. 235000. There you go.
Task. What should the task number be?
20405. 2405.
Yeah, 20405.
Okay. So there's my amounts. There's our vendor invoice number. Good. We'll send for approval request.
Okay.
Do we need anything else on here? Or are we good?
Everything? What? I mean,
Yeah, no, that should be fine.
Okay. So I'm going to stop sharing. Let's see.
We're on a computer in the conference room, so this doesn't have the test nav or anything loaded on it for us to share.
Uh-oh. Oh, okay. Okay. So I'll just leave it here. So Cindy, do you have your laptop so that you can go approve
yes.
it? Okay.
Yeah, we have our computers with us. It's just we can't share because we don't have the Zoom on our systems right now.
Ah, okay.
We have the session opened up on the conference room so everybody can see it on the big screens.
Okay. I'll just fly blind. As long as y'all can see, that's the important part.
Where is this now? Approval request entry.
So you're gonna go to the approval area like we did yesterday?
Approval request entry.
So if you go to your document capture,
Yeah,
yep, right there.
There we go. Soils and environmental, the one here. We had to open it.
Yep, go into the document.
It's just taking a minute for some reason.
Oh, no, go to the top. See where it says.
Oh, that's right. That's
Yeah,
the
you have to
one.
click that one.
Document. Okay, approve. Okay. It should be there now.
Okay, Cindy's approved it.
okay.
And I've exited, so.
So, what should happen then? Let me,
So it did show up in my web portal.
oh, sweet.
However, when we were trying it even yesterday, I think Cindy's the only one getting the notifications through email.
Okay,
So even yesterday when we were testing it, they were all showing up in my approvals as open for me to approve, but I was never getting notifications.
okay. Let me export the users again. And I know you got the welcome email. Let's
I
make,
did.
we'll send that again.
Okay, I just got another welcome.
Yeah, you got
Email.
the welcome. Okay.
Or actually, I think everybody did.
I did not. I didn't.
Oh, Cindy didn't.
I didn't.
So she got the email. She got the email for the approval
Maybe I should.
because she was the approver on the
Did you just get an email for this one?
invoice.
Okay,
But
so,
it's delayed. Remember that when I told you?
but you were getting them.
I got.
Did you
one.
get it from yesterday when we were testing?
I think so, because I think that's what I sent. Yeah. Oh, is this, what is this one? This, oh, it just came in. See, it's a delay. It's a little bit of a delay.
Okay, so you got it. I still haven't gotten anything now. And I didn't get anything from yesterday.
Oh, where's it going to? Maybe it's going to my other. Okay. So yes, I did get the notification and you didn't get one.
I got the welcome. I didn't get anything, and I didn't get anything yesterday that anything was out there for me.
Okay, so what you're not getting is when
The
it's
email
passing
notification
to-
that
when
there's
it's
something
passing
pending.
to you. Huh?
Right.
Yeah,
Right. I keep getting the welcomes, and I just got the new welcome you sent me,
sure.
but I'm not getting the notifications that there's something out there for me to approve.
Right. Have I got your email right, Laura?
Yep. And like I said, I got the welcome email, so I would
Well, that's
think.
true. That's true. Let me go to. I'm trying to think on the, I think the forwarding of the email is actually Nav. Me. Have you approved that, Laura?
No, I can do that right now.
No. Wait, I was,
Or not?
yeah, no, send it back to Cindy. Reject it and send it back to her.
Reject.
And then Cindy, approve it again and send it, and let's see if me getting Laura's email on the user setup, if that sends it.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's not letting me. Okay, so when I try to reject it, oh, did it go through? Okay, nope. It's telling me an error occurred, but then it also did leave my open approvals, and it says that it's rejected.
Yes, and I'm seeing rejected now.
Okay. But it still gave me an error, so I'm not sure why.
What type of error?
It went quick.
I don't know. It just kept flashing.
Oh,
It literally said an error has occurred.
oh, okay.
But it did go through and it's rejected, so Cindy's showing it as rejected now, so.
Okay.
So go ahead. So I'm going back in. Okay.
And I just got another email that said I'm now registered to receive notifications.
But when I go back in, I can't approve it again. I have nothing.
So it's,
You may have to reopen it, Cindy.
I did.
And
Let me
no. Remember on the other page, you have to reopen it so it deletes the PI so that it comes back through.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, on the other page.
Yes.
So the document capture page.
Yes. So go back in under registered, open it there, so it
Oh.
deletes the PI and then redo it.
And here?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then go to your drop down.
I was just trying to keep from us having to create another document.
No, sure. And this is good practice.
Yeah.
So, right. There we go, right here. And then put that back as open.
Nope. So up on the top, your reopen button, up right there.
Gotcha.
Yep. There you
You
go.
want to delete?
Yes, because this way it's going to
Yes.
create a new one so that you can approve the new one.
Okay. Then out of here,
And then
go back to,
now you want to re-register it though, so it creates a new PI. So now it should be back on that screen.
find it again right here.
Mhm.
Recognize. this-
Nope.
No,
You're just going to
sorry.
register because
There
everything's
it
already
goes, it
done.
popped in.
Yep.
Okay. It's very slow. Okay, so.
Okay, so now you have a new PI.
Okay. Are you sure? Exit, yes. And then, okay, here.
So Telka, actually, this was a question yesterday. So we just re-registered it. Do we
Okay.
actually manually have to tell it to send the approvals, or will it automatically send the approvals?
We can set it to automatically send the approvals. We just don't have it set that way right now.
Okay, so that'll be up to you guys if you guys want to automatically send it for approval or if you want to manually send it for approval.
Yeah, that's a setting.
Okay, so you'll have to go back in and send it out for approvals. Go to your registered.
That's easier to get to, right? Registered. And so,
I'm gonna go fix that template while I'm thinking about it.
okay.
And now you want to send it for approval, so on your actions tab.
So Oh.
So Laura,
Yes.
I've got this master template open. Do you see
Yep.
right here on the general tab, it says register documents automatically?
Mm-hmm.
You can set that per vendor
Okay.
or per template.
Okay. So
So-
we're setting up the template, you guys. So when we're setting up templates, you'll have to think for, depending on what department it is, maybe, if you guys want them to automatically go out for approval, or if you want to manually send them out for
That would
approval.
be the registered document automatically, right?
Right. So if
Okay.
you click that button that says register the document automatically, that means the second that you, like, once you register and we close out like we just did, it'll automatically send out for approvals versus going back in and manually yesterday when we were clicking send it out.
All right, so send approval request.
Yes.
Oh, there it is. That's when we got it, is when we did it from outside,
From the outside.
is when we got the box.
Okay. So Tucker, we're actually, so we just realized, or we figured out, I guess, when we go into the PI to send out the request,
Yeah.
that's when we're getting the whole VAT tax error.
If we're outside of the actual invoice, if I haven't opened it up.
So when she's just on the listing screen,
Oh, she's on the list.
Actually,
Let me
hang
go
on.
look up
Hold on, no, don't close
purchase
that.
invoice.
I'm gonna have her join the Zoom meeting really quick, so this way she can share her screen.
Or
Go to your calendar.
can you see mine? What number is it?
What no? PI 249272.
This one?
Yes.
So if I just try to send the approval request from the
Yep.
here,
Yes.
let me try that myself.
She gets a different.
Oh, hold up, Cindy, get out of it.
Oh, yeah, Cindy's in it.
You want to submit this?
Just cancel out of that, yeah.
And you can see it on the outside where it says amount included, imported, and then the
Yes.
assigned, sorry. One has an amount, the other one has 0.
Tucker, you should be all set to try it now.
Okay.
There you go.
Gotcha. Let me take a screenshot of this. Oh,
Then if we opened up the PI and actually went into that document and sent the request from there, we did not get the error.
right. Okay.
So should I go ahead and?
So
Interesting.
if you go back into your approvals now.
Go back to approvals?
Do you want Cindy to reapprove it now?
Yes, please. Because I want to see if you're going to get an email now.
Okay, so-
Yeah, so even yesterday,
Oh.
remember, we had to click through the errors, but then we were able to do it.
So I'm at approval request entries. I'm here, go to document. And approve. That's not really saying anything.
So did it?
It's just,
Yeah, so once it's approved, it goes through and see how the approved kind of grays out?
Yeah.
That means it's fine.
Okay, so.
So you're good.
So I just want to be sure. So it does look like it approved. But let me see if I got an email. Where are the emails going?
Is it going into your junk folder?
It might be, because
Okay, Antelka, I am now getting the approvals, or I'm sorry, the notifications.
Yay, okay, so,
So what do we need to do for that?
yeah, so once Continia's user setup is what directs the initial approval through that approver. But then after that, NAV's workflow takes over for the
Okay.
next level. And under the user setup, you need your email here too.
Okay. Okay, that's an easy fix. I can go through and do that for everyone.
Yeah, yeah.
And real quick, I don't get the emails until I put Continia in the search bar, and then I can see that it came through, which is odd. It's not popping up where I would see it, that it's there.
That's probably just, that's an Outlook thing that we can look at
Okay.
after. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to the web portal now and approve this.
Awesome. Before you approve it, of course, like I say, I'm kind of flying blind here. Oh, have you already approved it?
It's in the middle of circling right now.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I was just going to say,
Oh.
So as y'all are testing and doing this, make some changes to it there, in the portal to see how, that's going to react for your users out in the field, to be able to add like a job number or, task number or dimension or whatever. So just so y'all can see what that looks like.
Okay.
Okay, so I actually just joined the meeting from my laptop.
Uh-huh. You want me to stop sharing?
Yeah, I am going to share
Okay.
because
Uh-oh.
Because.
yeah,
We get an error?
yes.
Oh, darn. Is it that VAT thing?
Wait, am I sharing with you guys or not? Can you see my screen?
I am not seeing your screen.
Hold on, let me share. There we go.
I'm still not seeing your screen. Oh, there it goes.
There we go. So I'm getting the same thing on my side through the web portal.
Yep. Okay. I'm gonna have to report that to John. That's that VAT situation.
Yeah. If we have guys in the field approving these, that is gonna confuse them.
Absolutely. You should not be getting that. So, see if when you click on continue, it goes ahead and flows through. I understand we don't want this message, but will it go ahead and approve? Yeah, it approved.
So it, because this is saying my open approval, so it did approve?
Oh, no, it didn't. I thought since click on it again and see. Yeah, it's not going to because of that error.
But it did let me approve it yesterday when I was doing it from NAV.
Okay. Well, it's just, see if you open the document.
Do I just double click it or?
There we go.
So now if I,
So for some reason, it doesn't look like it has,
nope.
yeah. Close that. It looks like to me that the lines have not, that the line itself has not built. Go down there and put like a job number and a task number in there. That's what's happening. It hadn't built a line.
So will this? So can they actually look up the jobs, or are they just gonna have to know what it is?
They can actually look them up. Uh-huh.
Okay, it's just slow.
Yeah. There we go. I bet it'll approve now.
Now, if they have, like I had that extra line in there, if they ended up doing that, will that cause any kinds of issues for them?
It shouldn't.
Okay, let me see if I approve it now.
There it goes. Okay. That's what's happening is it's not, the line's not building. So although that message is irritating and we need to get rid of the message, we do need a message that tells you that the line's not been built because they've got to go in and build the line.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
So it has to have a, so we had the header, we're telling it to cut the check from 5,700, but we're not giving it anywhere to put the expense.
So that's what their job, again, like what we said yesterday, is
Right.
to put that in there.
Right, so
on the
once we
portal.
put in that it went to like, so that one went to communities, it was cutting the check out of 5,700, the expense was going to communities. Before it didn't have the expense going anywhere.
Gotcha.
Right.
That makes sense, actually.
Yeah, but so whether the line is taxable or not, and I realize you don't do any tax, but it is a field that's required on a sales or a purchase line to tell the system, you know, how are we going to deal with this tax wise? So it's an odd message that you're getting that's actually telling you that, you know,
So can we
we're
change,
not gonna post this yet?
can we change the verbiage of that error to be a little more descriptive of what's actually occurring?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna, I'll ask John if we can, you know, switch that message to say something like, you know, expense line not built at this time or something like that, so that it's not, I mean, it's not really telling you what the real problem is.
Right, well, and that's why we were confused, thinking it was an actual tax issue.
Absolutely, I get that, so, okay. But it's approved now and it should be
Yes,
ready to post.
yes.
Yeah. So then do y'all like post and batch, or what do you do from the purchase invoice screen?
So yes, we do post, usually we do post by batch.
Cool.
So, I mean, sometimes we'll go one by one, sometimes we'll post them all together.
Okay. Well, you would just follow with your normal process at that point.
I'm sorry, there's too many people talking. What?
We post it one by one. We cannot post it.
We can't do that.
Okay, so we do it one by one.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Well, you would, you know, just follow your normal process at this point, so. Well, I don't know about y'all, but I feel like a mother, like kicking her little birds out of the nest. I'd say you'll have questions, things will come up, and but I'm super excited to hear that y'all been, you know, testing and kind of playing in it, because it really is, I mean, that's what you got to do. It's, and you're seeing that too, so. Any questions about the actual process?
Do you guys have any other questions from yesterday?
I don't think so.
I think we're,
Okay, for the most part. It was just those errors with the tax that kept coming up, and I think everything else we did okay. So testing wise, we're just putting some in there, seeing if we're coming up with anything else that we can find, right?
Yes, or, you know, if when you're trying to build the templates, if, you know, if it's really not reacting the way you expect it to, or, you know, struggling with trying to get it to read the lines. I will say, and I hope this it comes across the way I'm meaning it, we've got some customers kind of gone, oh, it's just not going to do what I want it to do. So they kind of give up, and then they end up manually creating a bunch of these invoices to go through, and they're really just using it as a document capture. Don't do that. You know, push back on it a little bit, and I absolutely don't mind you asking and us jumping on meetings and stuff like that. So, because I want you to get the most out of it, and it does a lot. It just, every kind of little scenario is something specific. So don't give up on it. And, you know, please ask, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So how do you want to handle at this point, Laura? Do we want to look at some more templates, or do y'all want to just start kind of getting your hands in the mud and playing with it and then asking questions? How would you like to proceed?
Actually, what was the question you guys had yesterday that you guys were confused on? Was it the purchaser code or the approval flow? So,
Okay, so the wording on different parts of the system, one will say purchaser code, and then it says approver, but on the other screen, and I can't even think of which screen that was on.
Yep, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Okay, so it's a little bit of an issue for us, because when we go to the other screen, it means something totally different. So we're just trying to.
In the document journal, it will say approval code.
Yes.
And in the purchase invoice, it will say purchaser code.
and then on the template card, there's a purchaser code too, or sales.
Right, but it's different from the others.
Yeah.
And also in the vendor card, it will also say purchaser code for the approving person.
Yeah. So what you're looking at here is when you're in Continia. So they you've got a builder version of Continia that they have come in and modified for the builder community. And this word approval flow is the purchaser code on the purchase invoice. I don't know where along the line someone requested this be renamed, but this field is the purchaser code. So, and it also comes from a job card. The person responsible on a job card is who flows into here. So on a job card, it's called person responsible. On the template, the document journal, it's the approval flow. And on the purchase invoice, it's the purchaser code. All of them are equal the same value.
So does that make more sense to you guys now? It's just a different label.
Yeah. And how about on the template card? Is that the same thing too?
So, yeah.
Oh, I mean, on the vendor card. I'm sorry, on the vendor card.
Oh, it's the purchaser code on the vendor card.
So that's the same thing as the approval flow
Yes.
and everything else. Okay.
Yes.
Is it possible to change that wording as well, or not?
I think you can change the, no, they've got the field name set that way.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Just have to remember.
I didn't know if this was driving off of a caption or a field name, so.
Okay. The only, well, which one are you saying? Oh. The only thing that I can think of is the ones that we have, that we're going to be doing for HR or people ops, whatever. They have the lines that we can stick there. Can we just see one? I mean, it's.
Do you have one of them that was sent to, okay.
Is there one in here?
I think so.
Yes, one Mount Vernon.
This one, you said? No?
No.
What's the vendor?
MOU 005.
Who am I looking for?
MOU 005.
MOU 0.
Document 56.
Mount Vernon Athletic Club?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Okay. Is that the right vendor, I'm assuming?
Yes.
Cool. So let's do a recognized field. So what is the information that we can depend on here? Are we wanting to pick up lines, or are we just wanting to pick up like a total?
We just want to enter the line. We don't really want to pick it up, just because it's always going to be the same coding for that invoice. We don't have to break it up by the lines. Always the same coding.
We want
Okay.
to register it.
So we would like to register that.
Okay.
We would like to go into document card and put the fixed amount on the job number and job task number.
Okay. So let's do this. Let's see. Is this invoice number correct? Let's double check our information here. Looks like that's
Yeah.
right. Looks like my
Right.
invoice date is correct. I'm gonna change it where it's actually pulling the whole thing. And we've got our entity code and subdivision. Are those correct for this?
Yes.
Yes.
Cool. Is it always the same approver?
Yes.
Who would that
But
be?
she's not set yet, so, in the test, so we have to just use one of us for it.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and mark the subtotal here and the amount. Tax would be nothing. Amount due, that's fine. I'm okay with that picking up there. All right, so now we want to, since we want to establish the job number for this, I'm going to go to the document card. And I'm going to come in and say, oops. Let's establish this number. I'm going to grab this description as my number just so that I can translate something. So I'm going to grab that. I'm also going to grab my description again for my description. And quantity. My unit cost. My line amount. Let's make sure this is available as text. Yeah, it is. Let me do recognize fields and see if I get this in here. Okay. So now I want to translate this. Maybe we need to go to the entity. What entity code would this always be?
We always put the job number first and then the job class number.
Okay.
And then that auto-populates the entity code and the subdivision code based on the job number and the job class number.
Okay, so what job number is this?
Fringe PR.
Do I spell French out?
Yes, FRINGE.
Oh, fringe. PR. Okay.
With the little dash.
So it's the same as that stamp where it says the fringe dash PR.
It's the same as what? I'm sorry.
If you're looking at the actual document, there's a stamp in the bottom corner that says 5702 fringe dash PR. So the job is the fringe dash PR.
Gotcha. Ah. And it is always that, you're telling me.
Yes.
It is slow. What is doing that? Okay, so I'm going to copy that and I'm going to go over here to my card and I'm going to set that as a fixed value and say okay. And then is it the 5702?
Yes.
No, that's
No,
69,140.
No, it was the job task.
Yeah, 69,140.
Oh, okay. All right, so if I do recognize fields, it stuck, so that's a good thing. Now the entity code will actually build in the invoice, I believe, once it sees this job number. It actually pulls the entity code in, right? Does it default in?
Yes. It should because it is all mapped on the job card.
Yeah. Okay, so let's put Cindy on this. And let's see what we create when we register this.
So I need to go back here.
There you go.
There's the, yeah.
And the next one of those you get, because we've told that template, it's always this job number. It will,
Right.
it'll always populate that job number when you do register fields. And you don't
Okay.
have to go to the document card anymore to see the lines. It'll do it automatically.
Okay, so just to make sure we have it, so we go to the document card and we, on the line, where the line is, we do translate type.
Yeah, let me-
And then we go to the job number field,
Uh-huh.
and then we set the fixed value.
Correct. Yeah, drill
Okay.
into the little edit assist, the little
Uh-huh.
dot.
Okay, and we put that on the default page source.
Nope.
Or, oh, no, I
That
see it,
fixed value.
fixed value, okay. I'm away from the screen, sorry.
That's okay.
Fixed value, and then it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and we do the same thing for the job task number.
Yes.
Okay, and then because it's mapped on that side, it will give us the entity code like regular. We're just setting up this as the part of the template.
Exactly.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, anything else, guys? So we have that, we know about the tax thing. Anything on our notes, Theo, that we don't, but I think we discussed most of them yesterday, so we were good.
Mhm.
So the portal, did you guys get the portal?
The email.
I don't
No,
know.
I didn't get it.
You didn't get it either, okay,
Let me send those
okay.
because there for a little while, we were sending them for every time we did the export. And so I changed it to where sending the email was manual. Now, when you add all your folks, we may want to switch that to send automatically so that when you do the export, it sends all those emails too, and you don't have to go one by one by one. And just mark everybody to send the emails. Laura, you and Philip will get it again.
That's fine. Yeah, I just got it again.
Okay.
I'm not getting any.
So everybody should have gotten it
Go
that
into a different
time.
folder.
Well, I know this was a difficult day to meet, but I appreciate y'all being flexible for me. I'm about to spend 2 weeks in the frigid city of Chicago, so so it's going to be an interesting couple of weeks. So, well, I'm here if y'all need me. Thank you for.
Okay, so yeah, we'll go back in and do a bunch more testing, and we'll create any kind of list that we have that we need your input on, and I'll shoot them over to you.
Perfect. Sounds great.
Thank you.
Y'all have a great Friday and weekend.
Thank you,
You
you
too.
too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
You know what, Cindy? Excuse me.